Oh, we have with us a big man. I always called him a big man, Dr. Kaza, who is trainer of trainers, master of trainers, is a man who is widely traveled, known world over. We have worked together for almost about 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
We have seen grow together. We have shared mistakes. We have learned from each other. Today I'm going to request Dr. Kaza to tell us what made him take up surgery as a career.
Thank you, Dr. Kakkar, and himself a luminary. He is very humble about whatever he says, but he's himself luminary, an outstanding endocrine surgeon. Come to think about it, what is it that we think when we want to start out as a surgical resident? First, I suppose some dreams. Those dreams may have been there from your childhood, and so you want to fulfill them. Maybe you've read about some famous surgeons or you were inspired by some. So, first is the dream, and next is the desire. And that desire is to excel in whatever it is that you want to take up. For example, it may be a specialty, it may be neuro for somebody, it may be cardiac surgery for somebody, whatever. So there is a dream, there is a desire. And third is, of course, to find a man who will fulfill that desire. You are willing to work very hard in order to fulfill that desire. So I think so that is the decision to work extremely hard with a person who is going to be your mentor. I think these are some of the things that we start with when we start our surgical residencies.
Out of all these, Dr. Kaza, what made you take up surgery?
For me, I think it's the dream. It started with Harvey Cushing and started with Penn. The neurology and neurosurgery, I used to read the books and how they started that specialty. So the dream was big. That I really started with the dream of becoming a neurosurgeon and probably not a urologist. But then, any case, so it started with a dream. Then, of course, the ability to find a place to work. I was very lucky to start out in a great institute like All India Institute. And to work, you had to work extremely hard. As I said, that is a part of the game, to work extremely hard. So then reach wherever you reach at the end. I personally feel that most of the residents are maybe much too much in a hurry now. Success comes in its own way, in its stages, and we have to climb it step by step. There is unfortunately no way out. It has to be climbed step by step. If you miss out a step, you will get to that step when you are coming down. So it's impossible to miss a step. I think that is what happened to me. Yeah.
Dr. Kaza, do you feel that any branch of surgery is inferior to another branch?
And not really.
Or you think cardiac surgery and neurosurgery are the ultimate? The other surgeries people look down upon. Is that true?
No, I don't think there's any justification to that. Ultimately, you have to listen to the call of your heart, not necessarily cardiac surgery. You have to listen to the call of your heart because each of us has some kind of an innate ability in a particular subject. This is something we all feel when we actually start working. We all come to know, okay, here I am at home. I am like a fish in water. Some of us have that feeling, and that's your subject. It does not matter whether it is cardiac surgery or one of the things which I propagated all through my life, the no scalpel vasectomy. Very small. Everybody thinks vasectomy is very small, but then it appealed to me. It's part of the width of the subject, the fact that it is dedicated to the nation, the sheer elegance and simplicity of the subject. All these things come into play when we make our decision. I don't think that anything is worse than or less than any other thing. As a matter of fact, this is probably this is probably something which should not be encouraged. This kind of thought process.
I fully agree with you. I shouldn't be telling it, but I'll tell you a story. one of my colleague, he branched off to do a cardiothoracic surgery. And we happened to meet after a decade or so. And he asked me, Arun, what are you doing? I said, I'm a general surgeon, does everything, endocrine, hepatobiliary. One of his statements, which I'll never forget, is he says, man, I earn much more in one surgical procedure what you earn in a month. I'm a cardiac surgeon. If I do a one cardiac bypass, is enough. And sorry my saying so, I told him, young man, there are two coronary arteries, but there's only one urethra. And there's
That's
one
right.
CBD. Patients with coronary artery disease may go in seconds, but patients with stricture urethra or CBD stricture, they linger on and on and on and on,
True.
and they are miserable. I don't know, but cardiac surgery is the ultimate. Yes, it is glamorous, it gets you a name, but I don't think one can downplay a hernia surgery. I mean, look at incisional hernia. Today we were
Right.
discussing. I didn't know many things about incisional hernia, which I learned only in the last 10 days. I mean, one may say it's a shameful thing that you have not, you don't know even this much, but that's a fact. You go into the depth of any disease or any entity, it's limitless. So to say that he is only doing a hernia surgery, that doesn't mean anything at all. Hernia, to a patient who's got a hernia, is as important as is a coronary bypass to a patient who has had a myocardial infarction, or a patient who has got a CBD stones, or for that matter, as simple as intestinal obstruction. You relieve the intestinal obstruction, patient is so comfortable. If he has got at that time, if he has got a angina, he wouldn't be bothered about angina. He would be more bothered about his intestine. He would like that he does stop puking, start moving his bowels, start eating. So I think that impression that some surgical procedures or some surgical fields are more dignified compared to others, I think that's not true. And what do you think, Dr. Kaza? Should they be looking at the career in that field, or should they be chasing the money?
Well, I always, even today, I tell many of my postgraduates, because all of us go through this difficulty in choosing the career that we want to pursue, and I always give them an analogy. I said, just think of getting married to a wrong woman. You have to live with that person all your life. So just because she is beautiful, she is rich, or she is famous, if you get married to a woman, imagine you get stuck with that woman for the rest of your life. And this is worse. Profession is worse because you really can't change. If you're a urologist, you can't become a neurosurgeon. And if you're a neurosurgeon, you can't become a cardiac surgeon. It is worse than marriage. At least in marriage, you can get divorced. So this is the reason choosing a profession and choosing a career should be your feeling about the subject, as I said, that innate feel, and what your heart tells you. Do not go by what your mind is telling you, that this is going to give you more money, bigger name, or whatever, the other considerations. This is the way I look at it, actually.
Yeah, the message is that like today's you pick up the subject depending upon counseling. If this is not available, this is available, I'll take it up.
Right.
That's not right. If you have a passion for dermatology, if you have a passion for urology, if you have a passion for infective diseases, please take it. Don't feel that you got this, so you take it up.
I got it.
No, you should have a passion for that subject. And don't chase the money. Money will automatically come.
That's
If you
true.
do well in your career, if you are honest to the profession, you are passionate about it, money will follow you. To say that at the beginning of your career and the very first 1 month you get 6 figures, well, that may not be always possible. It's nice if you get it. Money is important, but money is not everything. Uh, as Dr. Kaza was saying, that profession is like getting married to a lady. Well, in America, they divorce also very quickly, but they change their subjects also. They do migrate. They go from urology to cardiothoracic surgery. Suddenly, it comes into his mind, look, I'm done enough with it. I'm going to want to do. To this, I'll give an example. One of our teacher, he was doing his master's in physics from Boston. And as a part of his course of master's, he was taken to a hospital and he saw ECG machine. He got so much fascinated that after finishing his master's in physics, he took over medicine as a career. And he was one of the most brilliant physicians I have ever met. He was a physician to our first Prime Minister of this country. But believe you, what a mind that fellow was. Oh, he just got fascinated by the machine and he says, okay, enough of physics, I'll go to the medicine. So that is where the passion is. Do whatever you want to do, but do it with passion.
Right. I think that's a great statement. I think maybe that's the final statement. Whatever it is that you want to do it with passion, do it with commitment, enjoy the subject, and that's more important than any other reward that you might get. Thank you.
Wishing you all the best. You all are young people. Don't get disheartened. Failures do come. But at the end of failures, there is success. And there's no limit to, you can go, sky is a limit. So please don't get disheartened in the initial phases. Just pursue your profession sincerely, passionately. You will do well in your life. We have our best wishes to you people. If we can be of any use to you, you are most welcome anytime, anywhere. With that, Dr. Kaza and myself, we convey our best wishes to you.
Thank you.